A pleasant good evening from Colorado Springs, where on this 4th of July holiday, we bring you a Western Conference tussle with a potential for fireworks in the USL Championship. Colorado Springs Switchbacks and Phoenix Rising in a major six-pointer here at Widener Field. We say hello and welcome from the fringes of the Rocky Mountains alongside Ryan Davis. I'm Sam Goldfarb. Here's your look at the Western Conference table. As things stand, these two teams separated by just a point on opposite ends of the playoff cut line. A win for either, enough to take them into the top 8 by the end of this match day. And Ryan, for Colorado Springs, a big frustration has been churning out results. They let one slip last time out against San Antonio.
That comes on the defensive end. When you concede goals too easily, it is very hard on the attacking end to get goals. As a result, they've coughed up too many chances, and as a result, gave up too many points in the last few matches.
It was Corey Brennett who produced the opener, and then a pair of goals from San Antonio on either ends of halftime allowed the visitors to hand the Switchbacks just their second loss of the season on home soil. Colin Shuttler unable to keep that out. That the winner from Alex Croniale on 70 minutes. And our player to watch, presented by Keg One, is the man who scored in that fixture, Corey Bennett.
Sam, he's a physical nightmare for defenders. He has the pace, he has his strength, but guess what? He has the technique. He's Jamaican. He can finish in traffic, which makes him an absolute threat in the last third of the field every single match.
His 9 goals is good for joint second in USL Championship. On the other side for Phoenix, decent road form, 8 points from their opening 7 road fixtures.
And quite the opposite to Colorado. They pride themselves on a defensive sort of stance and being able to play out to the back and so on. So as a result, they stay in games longer than Colorado, and that's why they can eke out results on the road. Maybe tonight's the night they get 3 points after the break.
We'll see what they can do in a really difficult environment here tonight. Well, we are just about ready to get everything underway here on this 4th of July from Colorado Springs. It's Switchbacks and Rising, and this one has major stakes out west. Stick with us, lineups and kickoff when we return.
Tell me, are you ready?
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm. When it comes to accuracy, the News 5 weather team has it.
Hey, check this out.
He's out!
Now that's accuracy.
News 5 meteorologist Alan Rose. When you want the most reliable morning forecast, his accuracy makes all the difference.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zip line or the world's scariest sky coaster, and ride all new clear floor gondolas. At a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure. At Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
Tell me, are you ready?
The big man gets his first with Colorado Springs.
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Welcome back to Widener Field, where tonight's player walkout is sponsored by Children's Hospital Colorado. It is Colorado Springs Switchbacks and Phoenix Rising for the first time in league play this year. Sam Goldfarb, Ryan Davis on hand. It's time for tonight's starting lineups, which are presented by Phil Long, and 5 changes for Alan McCann here.
Bill comes back inside on that left-hand side. He's supported by Perez And of course, Bennis is the guy on top. But Williams, Speedy Williams, is the orchestrator in midfield. He pulls the strings, he gives them direction, and he gives them flow, which creates a lot of havoc for the other team and solves a lot of problems for this side.
Just the second start of the season for Speedy Williams, who's working his way back to full fitness. For Pamadou Kai, makes 3 changes from the defeat against Oakland on June 20th.
Yeah, Studenhoff back on top. He's the target man up top. Gomez, of course, the attacking midfielder. Flores at left back is going to provide that width on that left-hand side to provide some service and some room for Sacco to work in on that left shoulder, for Flores and Sacco to have that 1-2 punch on that far left-hand side.
Sacco moves out wide to accommodate Gunnar Studenhoff, who slots in up top. Just about ready to get everything going here at Widener Field. Always one of the best atmospheres in USL Championship, and tonight on the 250th anniversary of the United States, no different, as the fans are out in full force in the Springs. There is a new man between the sticks tonight. Christian Herrera, the longtime starter who was dropped in favor of Colin Shuttler for the bulk of this spring, is now back starting for the Switchbacks. That's the big alteration.
And he's 6'6". He can do an alley-oop, he can dunk. I mean, and actually he can play a goalkeeper as well, so quite handy to have back behind the back defense for this match.
We get our referee signal to get everything underway, and that we are. Phoenix from right to left in the white. Colorado Springs in their classic home blacks from left to right. Sam Goldfarb, Ryan Davis on hand and partner. It is a pair of sides that have struggled to pick up results consistently. Talking to Alan McCann, that was a major point of frustration for him this week.
Errors bringing the ball out to the back. We just talked about Speedy Williams. He's going to solve that problem. But also just making errors in the middle of the park. And once that ball is broken up there, I think the percentage is 40 to 50% of goals are scored once the ball is broken up in midfield. So McCann is really having a hard time having his players take care of the ball in the middle of the park.
To your point, this is a Switchback side that has committed the 3rd most errors leading directly to a goal in league play this year. That's 3. They've also dropped 10 points from winning positions. They'll look forward here for Corey Bennett, who is offside with his first touch.
Listen, Pep Guardiola has tricked the entire world. Everyone thinks now that they can bring the ball out to the back like it's Manchester City. That's not always the case. Sometimes you don't have the personnel and you have to swallow some pride, go long, use Bennett, and not work the ball through the middle of the park every single time. But that takes a little bit of pride or a little bit of self-checking yourself and moving forward with a different strategy.
We got about 63 seconds before our first Pep Guardiola reference of the night.
There shall be more.
Here's the first touch from Adrian Pelayo, 20-year-old center back who turns this over cheaply. Here's Fjellberg with options in front. Fjellberg darts through traffic and dispossessed at the last. Solid challenge there by Gilberto Rivera.
You know, we were just talking about the errors coming out of the back. Pelayo way too casual, coughs it up. Of course, Fjellberg still had a lot to do on that far left-hand side. But that's a real scare for coaches. You can put out your best formation, talk about tactics all day, but somebody makes an error back there, you can just take your tactics and throw it over your shoulder. It's over.
And oddly enough, that was the big theme of conversation from Alan McCann, who's mentioned that in a lot of their matches, all of the advanced numbers have favored them, including last time out against San Antonio when they took a 1-0 lead, couldn't kill the match off and paid the price. As this is headed awkwardly back to the goalkeeper, Patrick Rakowski, a 33-year-old who has been a key fixture for Phoenix the last 2 seasons.
But I have to say, though, I love Colorado's direct play. They're always adventurous, especially at home, trying to get behind the back line with few passes. So exciting, and it puts teams on the back foot so early. Here they come again.
There's a clever touch on that occasion by Berner, who plays this forward to Fjellberg. It's a promising move, but Fjellberg can't take it in stride.
Lovely play by Berner. Got past the first tackle, wants to be adventurous. He's your right back. Of course, wing backs or full backs in modern day football, they're often creators now. Berner just showed that and went right between the wickets of Freiburg.
Well, it's time for tonight's injury report, which is presented by Common Spirit Health. None reported for Phoenix. Tyreek McGee out for the 3rd straight match for Colorado Springs. And McGee's a big loss. Alan McCann mentioning that he was a player that had pretty much solidified that number 10 role. Since then, he's bounced between the likes of Frank DeRoma or as well Juan Tejada. They're still looking for answers there in his absence. As this is ping long to Studenhoft, who tries to chip the goalkeeper and does so. That is exceptional from Gunnar Studenhoft, and Phoenix takes the early advantage.
The man from the little island of Cayman Islands does the job tonight. What about the heads-up play? Seeing the 6'6" goalkeeper slightly off his line. And the ball over the top. Colorado caught napping. Once that ball bounces, the striker has momentum. And he's a touch of a baby. He could put it to sleep right over the 6, and it just nestles into the net, Sam. That is Romario-esque.
It's simply jaw-dropping from Gunnar Studenhoft, the 24-year-old who joined from Huntsville City this winter. And it's a second league goal of the year in emphatic fashion. It's a finish so good that the goal is still dislodged.
Thanks to Herrera, not Studenhoft. Studenhoft was so delicate and nice. Herrera was caught up like a Christmas present under the tree.
24-year-old who struggled to make noise in Next Pro. Just 5 goals as a super sub last year. This season, he's bounced in and out of the 11. Isan Sako has been deployed more centrally for large spells of this year. They find a way to work him in the lineup alongside Sako, and it pays instant dividends 5 minutes in. And I tell you what, he's got great taste in celebration as well. He's channeling his inner Fuller and Balogun there, or his inner LeBron James, depending on who you ask. This is Fjellberg. Rocha dances inside and has a crack. It's routine for Rakowski, though.
Like it. Love the response. Take responsibility. I know a lot of people at home will be saying, well, one more pass. No, not one more pass. He's trying to score. He's trying to be positive. Every coach likes that. You have to allow that green light to shoot from there.
Flores keeps this in play. He fills in for Luke Biasi at left back. Biasi suspended tonight due to a red card he picked up in the tail end of that chaos fixture against Oakland Roots on the 20th. That a match where Phoenix erased a 2-goal deficit, then fell apart with 2 goals allowed in 4 minutes and couldn't quite make up the ground. Pamadou Ka described it as sloppy across the board. He was pretty blunt with us when we spoke to him this week. He said that they needed the mental health break to rejuvenate, put that one behind them, and he feels confident that they will. All early evidence points to proving that. Fjellberg cross towards Bennett, and Pop Marboy cuts it out for a corner. It is the first Pepsi corner kick of the match, and it will be Colorado Springs to take it.
Oh boy, he's so confident back there. Even though he's a big physical presence, the Phoenix Rising captain, he has great positioning as well, and he's a communicator.
Well, this corner kick is brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, that's what I like. What can Brennan Creek and company conjure from here? In-swinger from Creek. Doesn't quite clear the first man. Picked up by Rocha, who floats it forward again. Methuselah back on international duty after representing Haiti in the World Cup. Williams. Perez. Fjellberg, he's been an involved man early. Cuts in on his right. Goes for goal, but again right at Rakowski. Passes his first 2 tests comfortably.
Again, Fjellberg trying to be positive on top of that 18-yard box. As soon as you see that line, forwards and wingers alike understand that they have to pull the trigger. And they've been so positive, Colorado. They were caught with a sucker punch, pushing up high, trying to get on the front foot, ball over the top. And look at these guys. Look at that beard. Absolutely beautiful. Happy 250, America.
He dyed that beard, didn't he?
No, I think it's just naturally blue.
Well, fans, this injury stoppage is brought to you by Common Spirit Health. It is Diego Gomez who's slow to return to his feet. He's a crafty midfielder who joined from Necaxa in Mexico recently. This match presents a number of interesting stories, Ryan, because both these teams on paper, when you look at the rosters, you would expect them to be a lot further along than they are, especially Colorado Springs, currently just below the playoff line. And Alan McCann has expressed that frustration with us. He says, we've produced a number of performances worthy of victories that have wound up in defeat. Last week was another example of that. But Phoenix themselves, this is a side that's only a point above the playoff cut line. And when you look at the options they have, you would have fancied them to be a little further. But injuries and such have definitely hindered things.
This Phoenix team is also a very young group, though. We're going to give them just a little bit of room to play, and so show them a little bit of understanding as the season wears on. But they've conceded 11 goals in the last 4.
That's a well-weighted ball from Studenhoff. Almost got it back from Sacco.
I have to say, Sam, I thought that original pass was offside.
Flores, as we mentioned, he's filling in at left back this evening. He is a Phoenix side that lacks Luke Biasi. In addition to that, no Hope Avievo or Charlie Dennis in the squad this evening. Burner reads that well. And a late challenge on Speedy Williams.
Really enjoying Burner's body language. When he has the ball, he's pushing forward, he's evading tackles, wanting to keep responsibility. And then without the ball, he's anticipating, waiting, lying in wait.
Fjellberg has been the go-to option early on for Colorado Springs. DeRoma. And here's your favorite player, Speedy Williams.
The Jamaican Xavi.
Long-range hit from Burner. What makes Speedy Williams so difficult to mark and contain as an opposing player?
2 things. When he has the ball, he knows where the outlet pass is, even before the ball gets to him. So you can't really hurry him off the ball. He knows where to go, where the soft side is. When he doesn't have the ball, he acts disinterested and then becomes interested. So it's hard to keep up with him and not have him be open so often.
The art of deception.
Yes.
DeRoma wide.
Disinterested.
Comes in. He fell kindly for Creek.
You know, we look at Leo Messi all the time on the field. He walks, he acts disinterested. As soon as the ball comes or anywhere in his vicinity, then he acts interested. And it's so hard for a defender to react to that sharp movement over and over again.
Talking about players also bending their run, going into an offside position, coming back on. That doesn't so much apply to Williams, who's more of a deeper lying midfielder, but it is a similar phenomenon, no?
Oh, yeah.
Fjellberg toward DeRoma in the half space. Cross comes in. Potmar Boy first to it. Boy Phoenix has been glad to have him back the last few months. Rocha. Scintillating switch to Burner, who's been involved early. Dances past Flores. It's a clip cross. Nearly ran all the way through to Fjellberg. There's still appeals for penalty that our referees ignored. And here's Speedy Williams again.
He just pops up. He's like a gopher on a golf lawn. Everyone gets upset with all the holes in the lawn. As soon as you cover up one hole, he pops up somewhere else. Love it.
Whack-a-mole?
Yes.
Penalty or no?
No penalty. Easy call. Easy no call for the referee. Have to allow some physicality.
Well, for those just joining us, a little over 10 minutes in, Phoenix has been on the back foot, but the lone goal scored by Gunnar Studenhoff, to chip you'll have to replay so many times to appreciate how glorious it is.
How delicate. Delicate. Big man, soft touch. Beautiful.
Fjellberg charging inside again. Plays it in, appetizingly so. Another man down in the area, that's Perez. And again, the referee unmoved. Sacco overzealous in his attempts to win that back.
What we've seen in the World Cup over the last 2 weeks is referees being very, very hesitant when players hit the deck. Inside the area, outside the area. USL referees, just like everybody else, is watching the World Cup. They're adjusting as well. It's going to get a lot harder for players to take a dive or simulate when referees are making it very harder for them to award a free kick or a penalty in this instance.
Clever ball forward, and this is excellent link up. Perez outside of the boot ball, just beyond Bennett. Right idea though.
Outside of the boot, that is just Brazilian, beautiful. And this Colorado team, they love to express themselves when they get into the attacking third. And that may not work out there, Sam. But when you make unrehearsed plays like that, that's what breaks teams down. Not the rehearsed stuff left or right, boring. Being unrehearsed.
Williams looks long, Deroma chasing, and he's offside. It was a surefire equalizer had the flag stayed down, but it didn't.
Well, Frank Deroma is quick. He does not have to jump the gun. He can stay just about a half foot behind the defender and outpace most defenders in this league. Just a little too excited, jumped the gun, and of course, it made Speedy Williams' elegant pass useless.
We talked to Alan McCann, and he said having Speedy Williams back is so exceptionally invaluable. He said to Speedy Williams this week, you have no idea how much we missed you. It's not just your ability on the field, it's your leadership. It's the fact that everybody loves you in the dressing room. He was exceptionally laudatory of Speedy Williams this week, and understandably so, given his track record in this league. Still kicking at 34 years of age and not showing many signs of slowing down either.
I mean, in the cafeteria, they're bringing him salad, they're bringing him drinks, they're offering him dessert. They absolutely do miss him in Colorado.
It's the phenomenon when you're a legend in your city. You don't have to buy a meal anywhere.
No. Love this from Phoenix. They're up 1-0 despite Colorado having all of the aggression, possession. But they're slowing things down, inviting Colorado on, and then finding space back here.
Rocha contesting for that and out of play. Well, fans, Sunbelt Rentals, local hustle, national muscle.
Pa Maduka talked about the spine of this team, Phoenix Rising, that they had to improve. He also talked about the personality of this team. It has to be team first. If anybody's starting to look at the number, or sorry, the shirt on the name on the back of the shirt rather than the front, that's going to become a problem in his locker room. So everybody works as a unit. This Phoenix team, that's how they've been able to eke out some results on the road.
That's a scintillating ball towards Bennett. It was nearly headed onto Perez. He spoke about how this is a cohesive unit. It's one that loves each other, genuinely fights for each other. There are no egos in that dressing room, and he feels that's what's going to allow them to have success come the end of the year. And it's important to note, the Western Conference is jam-packed. Even though it hasn't been a dream start for either side, you win 1-2 games on the trot, and you're in the top 3 of the table. As here, this cross comes in towards Sacco. Chests it down, but is offside.
That was a head scratch. I didn't think he was offside, but I guess, you know, the linesman has the best angle.
I was going to ask, as an attacker, you pretty much don't have an excuse to be offside in that situation.
He saw the last player. He knew exactly where the last centre-back was. With Pa Maduka being from Norway, you think they do the row celebration when they get back in the locker room? That would be pretty awesome.
So apparently in a press conference, like last month, he was doing it in front of the media. He's a former Norwegian international, a number of caps in his career.
I love it.
He had 10 caps, 1 goal with the Norwegian national team. So you can say that Pa Maduka and Erling Haaland have both donned the same jersey at one point.
You grab one of those drums from the stands from a Colorado fan. You rip it from him. You get it on the field. You start banging that drum, and you start doing some rowing out there.
There's plenty of room for optimism. Of course, they've got a pretty big one on deck tomorrow, don't they?
Yeah, that's going to be humongous. 5-time world champions, Brazil.
This is Berner. Has Perez for company, and now uses him. Deroma. Just a little diminutive engine in midfield. Picks out Speedy Williams. Now Rocha. Fjellberg. Feels like when they get here, they're starved of options. Even though there's so many in the vicinity. That's clever from Deroma. Metusala.
But I love their body language, and the players that they have on this team can create in the attacking third.
It's a late challenge, and it's one that does draw our referee's ire. Perez winning the free kick, and the goal scorer Studenhoff, the penalized party.
Well, the veteran forward Perez has years of experience. He puts his left foot behind there to screen the ball. As soon as the contact comes, he goes over. No choice for the referee, but they call a free kick.
Well, fans, this free kick scoring opportunity is brought to you by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet. Underline.com/COS.
I tell you what, Sam, this is a left-footer's dream. I mean, it's not the best angle, but there's still a lot of angle to work with for Perez. And I don't know why Creek is hanging around. This is all Perez here.
The art of deception, isn't it?
There's no deception here. This is all Perez. Creek is just kind of hanging out, just saying, hey, how you doing?
We'll see if he tries to catch the goalkeeper out. Well, he does go for goal, and he nearly tucked it in there. Half the crowd thought he did.
But when you've stepped into Perez's neighborhood, you can expect touch, technique, chances created, and goals. And the 30-year-old veteran almost carved out another one.
Well, fans, this corner kick is brought to you by T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Colorado Springs' second corner of the night. Comes in from Adrian Perez with in-swing. All the way to the back post for Matusala. Rather underwhelming, but it did take the final touch off of a Phoenix player. Well, we go from a T. Rowe Price corner kick to a corner kick presented by Pepsi. Pepsi, that's what I like.
You do, huh, Sam?
We're hitting all of the different corner sponsors in this first half.
Thanks to Colorado's aggression, and thanks to their coach McCann, who encourages this style of play.
It's Brennan Creek over it. He is the only one here, so there's no doubt about him taking it this time.
Look at the flags. Jamaica, Norway, Ireland.
In-swinger from Creek. It is appetizing. There is a player down in the area. And our referee's unmoved. I'll tell you what, Palaio walked away from that looking
Like his hand was in the cookie jar?
A little bit.
Yeah, he tangled up with Corey Bennett. As Bennett hit the deck, Palaio's like, not me. It wasn't me. But you have to allow some physicality. Defenders have to have a chance to defend.
Well, it's another corner kick brought to you by T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Actually, excuse me, it's a throw. So we've been fooled there. But here's DeRoma. Fjellberg. Then it was not onside. So 20 minutes gone. It is still Gunnar Studenhoft who makes the difference. His 4th minute chip against the grain. Since then, Phoenix has struggled to carve out any real estate on the ball outside their own half. But Colorado Springs has struggled mightily to break down this ironclad rising defense. It's a welcome change of pace from a side that conceded 4 goals last time out and melted down in the second half defensively. They'll have to weather another corner kick here, though. And it is presented by Pepsi. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Speaking about melting down in the second half, in Colorado, teams do have a hard time with the altitude in the second half, and it usually is a factor in Widener Field.
It's a great point. Widener Field actually has the highest elevation of any U.S. pro soccer stadium, over 6,000 feet above sea level. So it's Brennan Creek getting more target practice.
It's like one of those Mexican stadiums, yeah, Azteca, up in the mountains.
It's an in-swinger. And there is a Phoenix player down. He may do this again.
I mean, it looks like
Jean-Éric Morceau.
but he acted like he was shot by a sniper. Went down, clutching his chest, asking for a medic. And now he's back up. Miracles.
Another corner on the way.
A Pepsi miracle.
It is a corner kick presented by Pepsi. Pepsi, that's what I like. It is more target practice for Creek. It's an appetizing ball in, tapped across! You would have fancied Speedy Williams to take his chance there.
I would have put the D to my house that Speedy Williams would have finished there. The man known for his technique. He didn't realize how alone he was here, Sam. He didn't realize it. He thought their white shirt was in the vicinity. He snatched at it rather than taking his time and rolling his foot over the ball.
That's a collector's item. Speedy Williams blazing one over. Not known as a goal scorer, but he's known for just doing everything right. And that was not exactly a prime example of that. As Herrera will have no issues collecting this.
The energy of this match is exactly what we thought. Colorado at home, on the front foot. This Phoenix team playing as a group, pressing, moving. The game has so much life to it.
He's sprayed wide to Burner, who joins the attack once more. Arcs across in, just headed over. Corey Bennett got his head to it first.
You love the ball by Burner, but if you're a centre-back, you have to know where this man is at all times. Second in the USL in scoring, and Burner's delivery was beautiful. Looks like Pilau was completely lost in where Bennett was.
Bennett has a knack for finding the back of the net. Someone who's got 9 goals to his name, as you mentioned, joint second in the league in scoring. So 12 goals in all competitions thus far. So he is someone that's been a machine in front of goal. Now there is a conversation about the penalty situation. 8 of his goals in league play this season, actually, excuse me, in all comps this season, have come from the spot. But he is still a very clinical scorer wherever you put him. That is a chance that on a different day you'd fancy him to maybe take. Roach up. Williams ushers it along to Fjellberg. DeRoma. Gomez clipping at his heels. Some 8-on-8 action there. Snatched back by Creek. Referee waves play on. Speedy Williams gets his legs in the mix.
Midas touch. He knows exactly where the outlet is. So when traffic comes his way, he knows where the passage is.
Perez. Rocha. Another decent cross in. It's flicked along. Rakowski had some work to do there.
The passes, the crosses are always asking the question. Not too much side to side. Good delivery. And the flick on was just beautiful. Excellent save, it has to be said, by Radowski.
It is another T. Rowe Price corner kick. Invest with confidence. Colorado Springs beginning to rack this count up. Adrian Perez is over it.
You know, Coach Pa Maruka talked about the goalkeeping competition. Rakowski's a little bit shaken up after a fantastic save. But I can't tell you how important it is to have goalkeeping competition. Look at that direct ball in. Fjellberg, who's been in the thick of things all match long. Excellent save by the big man. It's so important to have competition at that position because goalkeepers can be left for long periods of time quiet.
And he mentioned due to their health situation, there are a few other positions they have that level of competition. As that cross comes in, runs all the way to the back post. And the final touch came off of Speedy Williams. It is an interesting situation that Pamanuka faces, though, because Hope Havievu not in the squad for the better part of the last month. Someone who was an all-league second-team selection a year ago. Not to mention no Charlie Dennis for the better part of the last 3 weeks. Those are 2 players who you would slot into the 11 without blinking, usually. Even still, above the playoff line, decent on both ends of the pitch. Obviously, there have been inconsistent performance levels that the fans have taken issue with, but it is still a side that is well and truly in the hunt. That's all you can ask for at this point.
But the concern for Pa has to be the amount of goals they've conceded in the last 4 matches. 11 goals. You're not going to even compete if you're going to concede that much.
And to your point, 4 goals allowed in that defeat against Oakland Roots. That's just a few matches removed from falling 4-0 in the Prinks Cup at New Mexico. The Studenhoft receiving an animated talking to from Nabil Bensala, our referee. Fjellberg. That's clever. He turns past his defender. Has an option in Rocha. Instead plays the cross in himself. Cleared away by Paleo.
Good defensive stance by Phoenix. Look how compact they are. They're giving up the wings, no problem.
That's well done though from Berner, and he has options. A low cross in, tap right at Rakowski belt. And not a real glaring chance for Corey Bennett.
Well, Flores was caught. He should not have gone for that ball. He should have stayed in his spot or his position, allowed Berner to get a piece of it or try to trap it, and then compete for it. As soon as he went for it and it went over his head, he was burnt, and then his back line was put under pressure. Got caught for it right there. Should have held his ground. And Berner, who's been great all first half, puts it right in the corridor of uncertainty.
Do you think Bennett should do better there?
No, I think he did everything right. You have to make sure the goalkeeper saves. You can't afford to miss. I think he did everything he could do.
Fjellberg can't chase after this. Well, fans, Sunbelt Rentals, local hustle, national muscle. Half an hour gone here at Widener Field. For those joining us, Sam Goldfarb, Brian Davis on hand in Colorado Springs. It's Phoenix rising with a 1-0 cushion courtesy of Gunnar Studenhoff's 4th-minute chip. It was exquisite. Since then, Colorado Springs on the front foot, but they have yet to find a way through a Phoenix backline that has been stout thus far. It's been a first half of huffing and puffing. But the house of cards has not crumbled yet.
But you love how Phoenix is playing possum, rope-a-dope. Muhammad Ali, they're on the ropes right now. And as soon as they get their opening, they're going to go over the top with, of course, Sacco and Studenoff have those attacking threats with space behind here.
Rocha with acres of room. Floats this towards the back post and too tight on Rakowski.
That's the 3rd time in the last 5 minutes Rocha has put that delivery in. His first one from Feilberg, who had a clever flick on, but since then, the last 2 deliveries, he has to start mixing it up now.
Matusala, aggressive step from the center back. And continues his run forward. Perez. Matusala again on the turn. Floats it forward. Cleverly done there from Berner. Too many white shirts in the mix.
It didn't work out, Sam. But look at the run by Berner. Look at the touch in traffic, confidence. That's what you're looking for as a coach. And Berner, at this point, after 31 minutes, has been one of the players of the match so far at right back.
And now you see Matusala joining the attack from center back, just stretching that Phoenix shape a little.
Matusala is one of those physical, dominant players. He's an anchor, so he reads the game well. He can step in front of the forward or sit back and cover space.
To Roma. Only as far as Matusala, who knocks it back to Christian Herrera. He's not had much to do apart from the one ball that eluded him. Chip on 4 minutes from Gunnar Studenhoff. Bennett. It's clean from Potmar Boy, according to our referee.
Bennett just ran into a wall. Can't pick that up. I mean, Bennett turns and he ran into Boy and he dropped like he just ran into a wall of concrete. Is that Virgil van Dijk effect that Boy has? That physical presence that forwards are icing their ankles and their chins after the match.
Captain at just 22 years of age, Potmar Boy.
Look at
And
him.
he wins this off of Fjellberg. Chance still on though. Perez has a hit! That's terrific! Adrian Perez, a jaw-dropping leveler. 1-1.
Well, the ball came into Perez's neighborhood. They didn't pick him up, Sam. We talked about that technique when he had that free kick. And he almost scored then. Boy, with a fantastic tackle. It's given away here to Roma. But look at this. One touch, back of the net. All 10 laces on the ball. Good night. Good fight.
Well, that is jaw-dropping from Adrian Perez, the second league goal of the season for the Los Angeles native, and it's by far his best thus far. Colorado Springs levels it in tremendous fashion.
Daruma did a great job keeping that ball alive. And he slid right in front of the player and got it to Perez's feet, and he did the rest.
Well, fans, this Switchbacks FC goal is presented by Gold Hill. Gold Hill, the best address. And I tell you what, the address of that ball, bottom right corner from Adrian Perez, joining from Lou City on a multi-year contract in January and paying those dividends back now.
A banger. And that's one of those type of goals, Sam, that rings through the team. All the attacking efforts are now been rewarded. So now everybody wants to touch the ball now. Everybody's feeling good.
And numbers forward again, another long-range hit. This time it takes a deflection and out for a corner. Colorado Springs with the wind in their sails. Rocha with that last effort.
Find the back line for Phoenix are a little too deep. The black shirts are having a lot of room on top of that 18-yard box, and they're just pulling the trigger. And that back line is right on top of Rakowski.
Another Pepsi corner kick. Pepsi, that's what I like. Brennan Creek over it now. Arcs it in. Took a touch off of what appeared to be Potmar Boy. Just a throw. It felt like that was coming. It just required a moment of brilliance.
Yes, and Perez, with his few touches he had in the attacking third, have all been sharp. You think he's watching some Leo Messi? Coming in from that right-hand side, left footer.
I mean, there are
comfortable in traffic.
There are far worse players to watch film on for that scenario. Yeah. Here's DeRoma with the pop. Well, he was trying to run back the clock to 3 minutes ago.
Did we just talk about the back line being too deep? Nobody actually competing in front of that, let's call it attacking third in front of the box. So nobody's closing down the black shirts. So they're just lining up like target practice here. And Rakowski, I mean, he didn't get a touch there, but he has to be at his very best.
It's like a training session at the moment.
Yes. And those poor select balls.
They're used to taking a few hard hits around these parts, especially with the altitude.
And now you see the pressure coming onto Phoenix. Everything has to be perfect now because Colorado has just shifted gears.
Here's Gomez, a rare touch of it for him.
Question is, can Phoenix match the intensity? No, they can't.
They're giving it away here. Colorado Springs shot out of a cannon in this first half. Perez. Inside the final 10 minutes of the first half, and if you're just joining us, you missed a banger from Adrian Perez, lashing at it into the bottom right to level the scoreline and offset the opener from Gunnar Studenhoft on 4 minutes.
The gentle giant and the banger of a left foot. I think that just about sums it up. The one that nestled in the back of the net over the 6'6" goalkeeper, and the one that just absolutely kept rising as it hit the net from Perez. Unbelievable.
Well, fans, turn to CBS on Saturday, July 18th for a USL Championship Eastern Conference showdown. Last season's champion Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC goes head-to-head with 2025 Players' Shield winner Louisville City FC in a must-watch match of the summer. Two elite clubs, one massive stage. Don't miss a minute of the action on CBS at noon Eastern on July 18th. That should be a barn burner and all part of the expanded platform the USL has received in the last few years. Vielberg, he's onside. Rocha, DeRoma. Burner, a bright first half for him thus far. DeRoma continues his run. His cross cut out at the source. It is another corner.
70% possession for Colorado. That is a lot of shadows you're chasing if you're Phoenix at only 30%. That means you are reacting, not controlling the game.
Well, fans, this corner kick is brought to you by T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Adrian Perez, he produced the stunner moments ago. He's been on corner kick duty from this position all night.
And you know the confidence is sky high, so look forward to this delivery. X marks his spot.
It comes in towards the back post.
Good delivery.
Potmar Boy makes himself an obstacle, and here is the 18-year-old Isaiah Ramirez who turns it over. Williams' effort deflected. Now falls for Creek.
Look at it. They are having the time of their lives, Sam. It's like a party on the field right now in the defensive third of Phoenix's half. Colorado, the fan base, they're feeling it. The players who started off so encouragingly, even though they got beat with a sucker punch over the top, they continue to get on the front foot. They were repaid with a brilliant effort by Perez, and now everybody wants to touch the ball. Everybody wants to get in on the act.
And in many ways, this is the inverse match script to what Colorado Springs has experienced this year. Often, they start fast, and then they ultimately fall behind. In fact, they've dropped the joint fourth most points from winning positions in the league this year with 10. How about this? They've overcome an early deficit, and now a chance to flip it in their favor.
Positivity, I like that.
Williams. Arced forward. It's a decent ball, and there's numbers in behind. Here's DeRoma. Squaring up with Flores.
Look at that low center of gravity. Look at it. Just won the corner as well.
They're winning corners for fun right now. That is an 8th corner of the match for Colorado Springs, and that corner kick is presented by T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. And Ryan, Phoenix has not won a single corner thus far.
I mean, that absolutely tells his story, right? Phoenix have just been on the back foot, with the exception of that long ball over the top for Studenhoft, who finished so beautifully.
What does Perez have in his locker this time? Toward the near post, it's headed away, only as far as Creek. Perez again. Flicked on from Bennett. Right at Rakowski, though. Studenhoft. Matusala tracks him step for step. It's a late challenge. It's one that yields the match's first yellow. And the crowd acknowledges that. It's the 18-year-old Isaiah Ramirez in the book.
Frustration. Hasn't touched the ball for long periods of time. Have been chasing shadows. A little bit of desperation coming in. A 50-50 challenge. You don't want to give Colorado back the ball, and comes in like Karate Kid in the last 5 minutes. Down goes Cobra Kai.
Well, fans, a yellow card has been issued to Isaiah Ramirez of Phoenix Rising. This caution is sponsored by Diversus Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe. Depending on the official, perhaps they're calling for more in that scenario?
I would. I thought he was reckless. I didn't think he held back whatsoever. He came in cleats up. I mean, if VAR took a second look at that, it would be a lot of trouble for that young man.
Important to note, there's no VAR in the USL, so our referee cannot take another look. Garvin Matusala still appears to be pleading his case for the referee.
He's like, I don't think you understand what just happened.
He may have been an American soccer player sent off for less the other day.
You're going to die on that hill, aren't you?
I might. I don't think it's an unpopular opinion.
No, no. Especially on the 4th of July with America's 250th birthday.
I guess I'm preaching to the choir, aren't I?
Yes.
But with that being said, it is better when the match is 11 v 11, especially with the way this is unfolded.
Yeah, I cannot argue that. I think you're right. but players have their responsibility as well. There is a sandbox in which you're allowed to play in, and if you decide to go out of that sandbox, there are repercussions.
Closing stages of the first half. All square between the Switchbacks and Phoenix. The opener from Gunnar Studenhoft on 4 minutes. Adrian Perez's banger later on in the 34th. And Roma hunting more. It's a cross in that is dealt with comfortably by JP Skeers, playing out of position at right back tonight. Corner number 9 of the first half.
Well,
and it is presented by Pepsi. Pepsi, that's what I like.
I do like that. And Roma, I'll tell you what, he kept that ball alive to get the ball to Perez to score. So his effort so far in this half has been absolutely incredible.
Brennan Creek, another opportunity just before intermission. In swinger. Well, there is a man down. Our referee will not come back to that. It's Corey Bennett, who's been sent for a ride there.
Well, every time there's a corner kick from that left-hand side, the Pepsi side, there seems to be an entanglement with Bennett or a Colorado player and a defender. Anytime there's an in-swinger from Rocha or Creek.
Well, fans, stoppage time is presented by TikTok Shop. It's 2 minutes that separate us from halftime. This has been a barn burner thus far. It has all the makings of a real classic between these two. Colorado Springs on the front foot. Phoenix, though, did show some teeth the other way. Perez, and now Burner lays it off to Perez. Just waiting for runners. Who's the happier of the two managers at halftime?
Coach McCann is knitting a sweater to give it to his players at halftime. He is so happy right now. I mean, they absolutely executed his game plan. Get on the front foot, get this Phoenix team back in their own defensive third, pin them in as long as you can, be direct. And the life of Burner, the life of Rocha, the life of Bennett, Roma, everybody seems to be, of course, Speedy Williams bringing that aura in centre midfield, but everybody seems to be so hungry with their body language, and that's all you can ask from a coach.
But with that being said, despite all of it, we are even.
We are even on the scoreline, but in terms of one team absolutely taking body blows like Phoenix,
yeah,
it's completely night and day. They're taking body blows here, and it's going to show up in the second half.
Especially in this altitude, which
yes.
you've already referenced.
Yep.
This is likely the last involvement of this first half. And there is the halftime whistle. So no final opportunity for Colorado Springs to add a second, but they battle back from the early deficit, and they do so in emphatic fashion, Ryan. All square on the score sheet, but one team is clearly more dominant than the other.
Yeah, the body language, they're winning all the 50-50s, they're winning all the second balls. This man with an incredible strike just capped off a great performance from Colorado tonight. Even though it's just 1-1 at the half, their style of play, what they've done with possession, how productive they've been, it is night against day.
It was Gunnar Studenhoft on 4 minutes, and then half an hour later, Adrian Perez providing a banger to level things. And that's where we find ourselves at halftime. 1-1 between Phoenix Rising and Colorado Springs Switchbacks, but the hosts on the front foot. We'll step aside briefly when we return, a look around USL Championship. Stay with us.
Are you ready?
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm. When it comes to accuracy, the News 5 weather team has it.
Hey, watch this.
He's out!
Now that's accuracy.
News 5 meteorologist Alex O'Brien. When you want the most reliable forecasts, her accuracy makes all the difference.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zipline or the world's scariest sky coaster. And ride all new clear floor gondolas. At a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure. At Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
At KOAA News 5, the stories of our neighbors create connections, and those connections build our community. Around here, imaginations soar. Moments are captured. Strangers connect. Problems are solved. Lives are changed. Your voice is heard. Because together, we tell the story of us.
We welcome you back to Colorado Springs, where tonight's honorary healthcare professional of the match is Moses Ajayi, Director of Business Development at Penrose Hospital. Thank you, Moses, for all you've done to help our community. Here at Widener Field at intermission, where it is all square and the fans out in full force, even babies are present to see all the action in this one. And as we continue our USL Championship look around, let's get a look at Carlos Llamosa, the San Antonio FC head coach, and his experience with the 2002 World Cup.
In the middle of the 2026 World Cup, Carlos Llamosa is focused on something else. The head coach of San Antonio FC is navigating his club through the midway point of the USL Championship season. But nearly a quarter century ago, the World Cup was Llamosa's dream come true.
Well, that was a unique experience for many reasons. First, that was the first World Cup of the century. That was the first time the World Cup happens in two different countries. And that was the first time that happens in Asia.
The 2002 World Cup is to date the best performance by the U.S. men's national team. A stunning victory over Portugal in the group stage. A shutout of arch rival Mexico in the round of 16, with South Korea's 13-hour time difference to U.S. Eastern Time. Americans had to be creative for live overnight matches. Bars were open at 4 in the morning making breakfast for your matches. Were you aware of all of that at the time?
We found out being there in Korea. They show us videos of footage from TV networks, having a watching party at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Also for me, I have Colombian news going to my parents' house in Colombia in the middle of the night to do interviews when we were playing live.
In 2026, the World Cup includes more than 40 players whose careers were touched by different levels of USL. Llamosa now has a seat to watching players chase their own World Cup dreams.
Here from our academy from San Antonio, we have a player representing the U.S. on the U17 qualifier. That's a very important league in the U.S. soccer developmental program.
Now and then, you need to stop and smell the roses, or the leaves, rocks, trees, sticks, and that one tree again.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
doctor, pero falta gol. Estamos a esperar a Hugo. ¿Hugo Sánchez? Sí, tira para adelante. ¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Súbete! ¡Llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chofer, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Vas al norte! A donde me dé la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso. ¡Listo, vamos!
This is your moment.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Goes for the shot and a goal! And Sporting Cats has their first. Dequan left off. It's all! Everything and more. And Pittsburgh make it 2-0.
Sometimes the waves are calling your name. Other times, you think the waves are calling your name, but actually, it's the kids.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zip line or the world's scariest sky coaster. And ride all new clear floor gondolas. At a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure. At Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
We welcome you back to Colorado Springs. We're at halftime. It is all even between the Switchbacks and Phoenix Rising. And we continue our look around the USL Championship with a look at the scores in this week's fixtures. These two teams hovering right around the playoff line, so they will be scoreboard watching as well. Here is your look at the current state of things in the championship. Bull City defeating Hartford Athletic by a 1-0 scoreline. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay Rowdies getting absolutely lit up at All Lang by Lexington. That's a huge result. And meanwhile, the spoils shared in the intra-conference clash between Rhode Island and Orange County. In terms of upcoming schedule in the league, a number of fixtures to keep an eye on as well. Tonight at 8:30 Mountain Time, we have Vegas Lights and El Paso Locomotive. And then on Wednesday, a pair of fixtures including Hartford Athletic at home at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Well, now it's time to get a look around the USL Championship with our halftime update. Dan Lucas has more.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. Time to get you caught up on the headlines this week. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Orange County did it again last Wednesday, a 4-2 victory at Miami FC. That was Orange County's 8th consecutive match away from its home stadium after welcoming the U.S. national team for its World Cup base camp. Orange County has now gone 5 league matches in a row without a loss and owns the top spot in the Western Conference. Charleston Battery lit up the scoreboard again last week, a 4-1 win over Loudoun United. That's 14 goals in their last 3 league matches, with Malik Foster scoring in 4 straight games. All right, some expansion news from Oklahoma City. A groundbreaking kicked off a new stadium this month, and 3 more professional athletes have joined the club's investment group. The NBA's Jalen Williams, NFL quarterback Baker Mayfield, and Olympic gold medalist Sydney McLaughlin-Lerone are now part of the group with an eye on kickoff in 2028. Upcoming national spotlight games in League One and the Championship. The USL Cup finale between San Antonio and Chattanooga on ESPN2. Then a pair of matches on CBS Sports Network. Sporting Jacks and Pittsburgh on the 15th, followed by AC Boise and Portland on the 17th. And then, of course, the big one on CBS Saturday the 18th. Pittsburgh hosting Louisville City. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Tell me, are you ready?
The big man gets his first with Colorado Springs.
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm. When it comes to accuracy, the News 5 weather team has it.
Hey, check this out.
He's out!
Now that's accuracy.
News 5 meteorologist Alan Rose. When you want the most reliable morning forecast, his accuracy makes all the difference.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zip line or the world's scariest sky coaster. And ride all new clear floor gondolas. At a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure. At Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
When it comes to accuracy, the News 5 weather team has it.
Hey, watch this.
He's out!
Now that's accuracy.
News 5 meteorologist Alex O'Brien. When you want the most reliable forecasts, her accuracy makes all the difference.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. And we welcome you back to Colorado Springs, where we get a look at our first half highlights. It was a fast start for Phoenix, but then Colorado Springs took the entire run of play over.
It kind of tells the whole story of this Colorado team, right? They're excellent going forward, but kind of get a little bit distracted at the back line. Once that ball bounce, is all momentum from starting off. But look at the touch over the 6'6" goalkeeper, nestled in comfortably to make it 1-0. And there goes his whole stanchion and the net and the pole and Herrera.
I was going to say, it was so nice it dislodged the goal, but then later on in the first half, Adrian Perez providing a banger of his own.
They were knocking on the door. They had Phoenix on the back heels. The rumor keeps us alive. And look at the technique. All 10 laces, corner pocket, 1-1.
It was simply astonishing from Adrian Perez, a second league goal of the year for the former Lou City man, and he does it in emphatic fashion to pull the Switchbacks level on 34 minutes. And when you look at the halftime stats, how about this? This is just glaring, Ryan.
72%. But what did they do with the 72%? Well, they got 7 shots on target, 15 shots altogether, and 9 corners. I mean, if this continues and they go up another goal, we may see a white towel being thrown in the middle of the park.
Well, Phoenix will be hoping they can establish a semblance of control, because in that first half, they very much had little of it. Outside of the chip, no real forays into Colorado Springs' third. And when you look at the XG breakdown, Ryan, 0.77 for the Switchbacks, 0.09 for Rising.
Yeah, but that sucker punch is still there again. This Colorado team wants to push forward. They want to get goals. They are hungry. They love to go in there on the front foot, just like their coach, McCann. But that back line has to be disciplined. So too Speedy Williams. He has to keep the group together. Think of the team as a rubber band. If the rubber band stretches, there are too many holes for Phoenix to play into. That team has to stay together as a rubber band that is not stretched. And once that rubber band stays in its shape, that means they can cover ground, they can work as a team, they can break up plays, and they can create chances as a unit.
Well, Rising has made a change in halftime. Isaiah Ramirez, who nearly got sent off in that first half, subbed off for Kelvin Arase, who did score late in that Oakland Roots tussle, a former mainstay in the Rapid Vienna ranks in Austria. 27-year-old, a little more veteran presence on the flanks. Sam Goldfarb, Ryan Davis bringing you the rest of the way here in Colorado Springs. It is all square. You saw the goals moments ago in those first half highlights. Both goals of the highest order. It has been a Colorado Springs performance of the highest order, but they still have yet to take a lead. An early free kick, though, for the Switchbacks as they look to change that.
Adrian Perez's corners and his free kick in the first half were delightful to watch. He's really feeling it right now.
It is a free kick scoring opportunity brought to you by Underlined, as this is whipped in by Perez. Comes out to Jonas Fjellberg, who tries from afar. No real trouble for Rakowski there. Well, fans, underline delivers gigabit fiber internet, underline.com/COS. Here's the first touch of the second half from Isan Sako, who didn't have many opportunities to get on it in that first half. Now it's launched wide towards Sako.
Beautiful.
And he does get there, trying to go at it alone. Sako goes for goal, but hits the outside of the side netting.
You said the name Sako. Maybe for the first time since maybe 5 minutes in the first half. That's how they've kept him quiet. And how did they do that? By keeping possession. They can't attack, they can't get the ball to Sako's feet if they're backed up against the ropes, constantly trying to protect their goal from Colorado.
Sometimes the best defense is just holding onto the ball, right?
Correct.
Isan Sako, someone with 9 goals to his name. He's level with Corey Bennett, tied for second in the league in tallies. This is a loose pass from Williams, but it does the job. And now here's DeRoma. Ushered wide. Cross comes in, it's dangerous, but Pop Marboy is there first. Guess what? We have unlocked a new corner kick sponsor.
Get out.
Yes, we have. This corner kick's brought to you by McDivitt Law Firm. McDivitt is in your corner.
Has a nice ring to it.
I think this is corner 10 for Colorado Springs tonight.
Double figures, and it's only, what, the first 5 minutes of the second half?
And number 10 is taking it.
Oof.
Adrian Perez over it for the Switchbacks. Arcs it into the mix. It's headed on and headed in. Garvin Matusala powers Colorado Springs in front.
The 10th corner taken by number 10 was the code that broke Phoenix's back. The trend continues. Adrian Perez's deliveries from free kicks and his play outside of free kicks has been exceptional. It's been 10 stars on Yelp. And I tell you what, there was nothing fancy about it. He put it in the air, and Matusala just went and got it. He just went and got it. He just out-jumped his marker. And look at the technique. He headed down. He said good morning. He was polite. 2-1.
Well, the finish was anything but polite. In fact, it's quite rude for Phoenix Rising because they've gone 2-1 behind courtesy of Garvin Matusala's first league goal of the year in his first game back from international duty with Haiti.
Well, coming back from playing in the biggest tournament on this planet, World Cup, I mean, certainly your confidence has to be high, and maybe you learned a thing or two on the field as well.
That Switchbacks FC goal is presented by Gold Hill. Gold Hill, the best address. And the Switchbacks hold their first lead of the evening. It is a towering header from Garvin Matusala, 26-year-old native of Canada who played 4 seasons with Forge FC before moving to Colorado Springs last January, and he has been a key fixture in the heart of defense ever since. And that man has made a world of difference tonight.
Scored an absolute worldie to tie this game up at 1-1. And his deliveries from set pieces have been nagging and threatening Phoenix for the entire match so far.
Now if you're Phoenix, you have to come out of your shell, and you wonder what that looks like because they've spent so much time defending in this match.
Not so far, Sam. I mean, yes, they're coming forward right now, but you have to do so smartly. I'll tell you why.
Sako has options in support, clips it in. Clear to the edge of the area. And a clever turn there from the substitute, Arase.
Wow.
Who has it knocked away, but it's still loose. A man down in the area, but our referee does not have any interest in that.
Love the adventure by from Arase. He absolutely had Colorado second-guessing themselves. But I tell you what, you want to be measured in coming forward. You still have 40 minutes of football to be played. You don't want to go down 3 to 4-1 in the next 20 minutes. So the next 10 to 15 minutes, you absolutely play your game like you've been playing for most of the night. Of course, a little bit more positive, but you cannot throw caution to the wind and get burnt and have this game finish with 20 minutes remaining.
It is a critical inflection point in this fixture. It may be a critical inflection point in both these clubs' seasons because, remember, both teams began the night a point apart from one another in the Western Conference table. As things stand, Colorado Springs would climb to 6th in the West if this result holds. Gotta love this league around this time of year. Everything's up for grabs.
Yeah, especially they just came back from a little break, 5 days off. Players got a chance to, do some extracurricular activities, take their mind off the sport, watch some World Cup. And now they've come back. The Colorado at home is just entertaining their fans and rewarding their fans. So coming out tonight on a 4th of July with an incredible performance.
They look long here for Corey Bennett, and he does get there. Now has numbers flooding forward with him. DeRoma. Thought about it, instead plays it wide. Creek. And now a long-range effort. Forces a strong save out of Rakowski.
How dare you leave Perez 27 yards out unchecked? This back line is backed off way too much, and they feasted on Rakowski, who's pulled off a great save, top corner. It was swerving, it was dipping, it had pace on it, and number 10 takes corner number 11.
It is now another corner kick brought to you by the McDivitt Law Firm. McDivitt is in your corner. He slipped taking it, and he takes it short. Creek, all the way across the face. DeRoma. Fjellberg. Maples. Fjellberg continues his run. That cross knuckles the wrong direction. Well, Fan Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice.
I think Rakowski saw the Select sign way too many times so far in this match, as the ball has gone whizzing past his post and his gloves in the last 53 minutes.
I think he's learned it's the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship by now.
Official match ball, correct.
So for those that have just joined us, we welcome you into Widener Field. Sam Goldfarb, Ryan Davis on hand on CBS Sports Golazo Network. How about the match we've been treated to? A fast start for Phoenix Rising. Gunnar Studenhof done 4 minutes with a chip to write essays about. And then 30 minutes later, Adrian Perez provides an absolute banger that you could write a dossier about. And then after the half, there was a lovely taking corner routine that Metusla headed home, and that's where we find ourselves.
Well, I want to go and shake Coach McCann's hand first and foremost. He's continued to drive the message home to these Colorado players. Yes, they've been conceding goals, but he never backed off. He never asked them to go on their back foot and be cautious. Go forward, be adventurous, continue attacking, be creative in the last third. And Speedy Williams coming back, pulling the traffic, being the general that he is, has set the tone for this team in the first half and so far in the first 8 minutes of the second.
And the way they've approached this, they've prevented the likes of Isan Sacco as well as Diego Gomez from getting any real touches of it. And Gomez just had one of his first touches in about 20-30 minutes.
Well, we said it before, attack is the best form of defense, and Colorado has taken the game away from Sacco, has taken the game away from Studenhof, despite getting the goal in the opening 8 minutes.
Normally, you would be asking how long this can persist, but given Colorado Springs is far more used to these conditions and Phoenix has been chasing it for so long, I don't know if that question is even relevant now.
Yeah.
Fjellberg is shoved down by JP Skiers. Just a free kick for Switchbacks. Williams. Hooked forward. Burner running in behind, and he ran in too early.
Well, he's been so good, Burner, coming from right back And he has a touch of a midfielder when he does get a hold of it. His crosses, his runs have given so much to Colorado on that right-hand side. And caused fits for Rocha and company.
Patrick Berner joining after one season with North Carolina FC a year ago. It's his second year in the championship. Someone who's logged 18 caps with Martinique's senior national team.
French, Martinique. Certainly a lot of pedigree from that small island.
It's from Fort-de-France in Martinique. Vielberg.
French legend, Patrick Vieira, hailed from Martinique.
I was not aware of that. Yep. That is a very good piece of trivia here in this World Cup summer.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, kind of related to that, but not the same. A number of famous Dutch internationals were born in Suriname.
Yes, Clarence Seedorf is one of those. And unbelievable talent, Seedorf. Not only a talent, but a personality as well. True leader.
Sacco.
Great
He's
turn.
fouled there.
Great turn by Sacco. Used his body and he turned on a dime on Maples, who was still shaking his head.
It seemed like he fouled him. I don't know what he's shaking his head about.
Yeah. On Sacco's turn. Couldn't believe it.
It is a first proper set piece in quite some time.
You know,
for
that's just not nice. The guy put a lovely line of shaving cream there for you to put the ball behind, and you immediately erase it. That's just poor cricket.
I think they call it, I don't want to say the dark arts, but something to that effect.
Oh yeah.
It is Sacco who stands over it. He is a magician on the ball.
But look at his stature as well. Big fellow, athletic, lean. Looks like he should be running shuttles or jumping hurdles.
At one point, he was valued as a $4 to $5 million player. Quality is evident.
Yeah.
So a lot of pushing and shoving around the area as Sacco takes. And the pushing and shoving drew our referee's whistle. Goes against Phoenix.
Well, we talked about the game being taken away from him, from Colorado. It's still a job, still 30 minutes to go, of course. But all indicators show that Speedy Williams has been dictating the play. Runs from Berner, supports from Doroma. Perez has been, shall we say, 5 stars on Yelp tonight?
I think 5 stars may be doing him a disservice. I think
All
he
right,
needs to
let's
give him
just go 10.
whatever's above 5.
Let's just go 10.
Rocha. Creek. Here's Perez again. He's been the best player on the pitch by a country mile. Creek. Ticking towards the hour mark. It is still 2-1 to the Switchbacks. Garvin Matusla's 48th minute header makes the difference. Rocha looking to add to that. Perez in another pocket. It's out wide. Here's Berner. Cuts inside now. Berner goes for goal. Didn't quite curl it enough.
Had the confidence, Sam, to think about the right, drag it back to his weaker left foot, and try to curl it top bins last post. That's the confidence this Colorado team is playing with, all the way from the center forward to their right back.
It's contagious. Both fans, Sunbelt Reynolds, local hustle, national muscle. An hour gone, 2-1 Switchbacks. Gomez. Phoenix still looking to get him in the game more. Well, if you are rising, how do you insert Isan Sako's influence into this more?
I think right here in midfield, you have to have some sort of protection with the ball at your feet. You can't keep giving the ball back to Colorado like right now. Yes, Colorado don't capitalize here, but you can see how wasteful they are with their passing. Slow the game down, Sam. Take some time on the ball. Let Colorado chase for a little while. You gain some confidence and get some flow to your game. Drag Colorado out of their shell, their compact defense. Make them come after you a little bit. And the captain just gave away the ball very lazily, and he's fortunate.
Sako has a pop, dragged it across the face, but well off the mark. Well, fan soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats.
Boy, he was fortunate. The ball crept through to Studenhoff, and then Sako was shot. But that's not what the game needed. The game needed Phoenix to get a hold of the ball and get everybody a touch and get some confidence and get a good sequence.
A lot of coaches also talk about the importance of buying rest time on the ball.
Yeah.
That was taking too fast for our refs' liking.
Especially after you've chased shadows for the first 45 minutes.
In high altitude.
Yes.
It's not particularly warm, so it's not quite the conditions a certain English national team will face in Mexico City tomorrow, but it is still in the high 70s, and again, this is 6,000 feet above sea level. This is no joke for most teams coming here, not used to this scenario. Of course, Colorado Springs Switchbacks has leveraged this advantage in the ultimate manner. They won a league title here 2 years ago. As Potmar Boy gets his feet to that. Perez's cross and another corner kick. You'll never guess who it's presented by. It's presented by McDivitt Law Firm. McDivitt is in your corner. We've unlocked 3 of the 4 so far.
I think McDivitt has been very kind to Perez.
It has?
Yes.
I think the first McDivitt Law Firm corner kick led to the would-be winner as things stand.
That's right.
Will it lead to the insurance goal? In-swinger from Perez. Back post this time. And another corner. And the final corner kick sponsor unlocked.
He's been attacking that back post since McDivitt Law Firm came around. That's how they got the goal. Now it's time for Creek. Let's see what Creek does. But Perez has been picking out that back post and picking on the defenders on that far side.
This corner kick is brought to you by Pikes Peak State College. Find your future at Pikes Peak State. Brennan Creek.
Look at the breeze. That's why it's been hitting the back post. Perez has been kicking the ball with the wind. He's going against the wind now. That is a factor.
He overhits it this time.
Yeah, I tried to overcompensate because of the wind.
Maybe a long throw on the cards here.
Uh-oh.
That seemed unnecessary. Jean-Éric Morceau is in the mix there. So 2 changes being prepared now. As things currently stand, for Colorado Springs, Yosuke Hanya is getting set to replace Jonas Fjellberg. Meanwhile, on the other end of things, it is Gunnar Studenhoff who is about to make way as Bennett turns. And it's just a goal kick this time. So 2 changes. It is Dominic Badji for Gunnar Studenhoff, and meanwhile for Colorado Springs, it is Yosuke Hanya for Jonas Fjellberg. Both changes are brought to you by Allcopy, official technology partner to the Switchbacks.
What a talent to come on at this time of the match. Hanya is a busy player in midfield, and he has created the most chances for Colorado this season. So not only does he have that high motor, but he has that technique and creativity that we've learned to expect from Japanese players.
Hanya's 27 years of age. It is another season with the Switchbacks for him. Played a key role in that run to the USL Championship final. We're hearing where the Phoenix sub, meanwhile, is changing. So maybe no Dominic Badji for now. Well, it will be Badji. He just replaces a different counterpart. Set piece now coming for Phoenix. It will be Badji who comes in, and Adrian Palayo will exit. So a center forward for a center back here. That substitution presented by All Copy, official technology partner to the Switchbacks.
Well, it looks like Badji's now telling Sacco what the formation is like. We'll find out soon enough. But they may go 3 at the back and have that third forward push up, a 3-4-3 maybe.
Badji is someone with a decade of MLS experience, most recently featured for DC United. Isan Sacco, another chance to ask questions of Colorado Springs back line. Headed away confidently. It's routine for Colorado Springs defensively. Potentially a long throw chance for Jean-Éric Morceau. For all of Colorado Springs' dominance, remember, it is still just one goal that separates the two teams. Long throw comes in. Bashed clear by Burner. Flores. He arcs it back into the mix. Falls for Gomez. Just beyond Sacco's reach.
People ask, what's the benefit of possession? Possession is like body punches in a boxing fight, right? So second half now, after Phoenix have chased shadows, they become fatigued. You know what happens when you don't have the ball for long periods of time? You fall out of rhythm. So you see there, you get the ball in the middle of the park, you have a player 10 yards out to put the ball on his laces or in front of him. You knock it out, you knock it too far, the ball goes back to Colorado. This is Phoenix struggling to find any sort of flow to their game because Colorado took it away from them in the first, let's say, 60 minutes.
And not to mention, they might not have the legs to break as quickly as they'd like either.
Yep. That is the importance of possession.
Well, fans can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM-FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM-FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Patrick Rakowski is down, and that is an injury stoppage brought to you by Common Spirit Health. It's a concerning sight for Phoenix. It's been their go-to since the start of April. Was locked in a goalkeeping battle with Pamaduka's former goalkeeping protege Chitoro Udunze from their time together at Crown Legacy in MLS Next Pro. Rakowski getting the nod of late. And as we mentioned, it is a holiday here, and there have been plenty of celebrations at Widener Field. How about this? A full mascot decorated in the American flag.
Oh, yeah.
People with the American flag. We heard there was even a flyover in the stadium as well. It's just fully decked out in celebration of America's 250th anniversary. And as things stand, these home fans are not just celebrating our country, they'll be celebrating a victory.
That's right. And they're going to be looking forward to tomorrow's match as well, which is going to be incredible.
United States defeating Bosnia and Herzegovina on Wednesday night by a 2-0 scoreline. Tell you what, the Malik Tillman free kick is a moment that will live in American football lore.
Yes, technique, just absolutely beautiful. The ball had some knuckle to it as well.
I think people underestimate how impressive it is to get it up and down that fast from such a short distance.
Yep, that takes a world of technique, believe me.
You see Taylan Maples moments ago, one of the starting center backs for Colorado Springs. He's a native of Leander, Texas, and the fans are enjoying the ongoing festivities at the moment. If you didn't know better, you'd think this scoreline was a lot more of a gap than it actually is. Here's a real chance for Phoenix, though, and that's dragged wide. They almost stymied the celebrations in a hurry.
You know, since Herrera took down the stanchion in the net earlier in the first half, we haven't called his name so far. I mean, this Phoenix team has not gotten in range to really test him or get behind the back line of Colorado to have any sort of effort on goal, any sort of big chance moment.
Yeah, and despite Colorado Springs conceding the joint 9th most goals in the league to date with 21 entering the evening, now it's 22 counting the Phoenix goal. It is interesting because the goalkeepers aren't tested much. In fact, entering the evening, the goalkeepers combined a sub 50% save rate. So that's something that Alan McCann mentioned he was looking to address. Here tonight, they haven't been called upon much, so no real complaints. Hanya, his first proper touch, and it's a good one. And now upended, our referee will come to this, and Gilberto Rivera may have navigated himself into the book. And that he did. A yellow card has been issued to Gilberto Rivera of Phoenix Rising. That caution is sponsored by Diversis Health, mental health and well-being for all. Remember to take a moment to breathe.
Well, Hanya coming on with those fresh legs. Just got the better Rivera. He's so skillful. And Rivera had his name on Hanya as soon as he left his feet.
Oh, there's a player down, and it is Yosuke Hanya. So this is definitely a point of concern. And that injury stoppage is brought to you by Common Spirit Health. He's the last person a Switchbacks fan wants to see down, and it's good to see him back up to his feet promptly.
Well, you can see the impact as soon as he's come on. Gets the ball to his feet, makes a run, starts to drive the ball forward. Wins a free kick, earns a yellow card for Rivera.
Well, it's a free kick presented by Underline, delivering gigabit fiber internet, underline.com/COS. Creek. Roach up. Hanya. Unfazed by his defender, but ran out of room.
You don't mind that though. Hanya is that sort of creative player. Yes, it didn't work out there, but you still, as a coach, you want your players on that, let's call it a landing strip. The right edge on the far side and the left edge on this near side. You want them to take players on and try and get into the box to set players up in the middle.
Well, the only thing that has eluded some of the top creative playmakers for Colorado Springs is that final third output, right? For Hanya, just done a goal and 2 assists to his name, which is far lower than some are used to seeing.
Yeah.
Juan Tejada also fits into that category a little bit as well. But when talking to Alan McCann, he didn't express much concern over that because of all of the other elements of their game that they bring to the table.
Correct. I mean, there's so many intangibles as well. And of course, keeps his team glued together. And Hanya again is probing. And the Phoenix players, Gomez could be in trouble.
He's not on any sort of yellow card, but he has gotten himself into a number of confrontations lately.
That is just cynical. Nowhere near the ball. It wasn't as bad as the rumor made it out to be. But just a complete lack of effort to go for the ball.
Colorado Springs readying a change. And it will take place now. So Frank Taroma's day comes to a conclusion. He exits 4-1 Tejada in a like-for-like swap. That substitution presented by All Copy, office technology partner to the Switchbacks.
Juan Tejada, the shortest man with the longest hair, is one of those players, a tireless runner. Exactly what Coach McCann wants on the field right now. You're asking your question, well, why would they put a centre forward in? Well, your centre forward is your first defender, and Juan Tejada is going to press and put pressure on that back line as they try to get the ball out of the back.
And Alan McCann said as much. He called him a warrior, a fighter, someone who's always in the right place at the right time as well. And you can't teach that, according to his head coach.
That's just effort. Playing centre forward is a thankless job. You have to make so many runs.
Well, he slipped in behind here, and he's offside with his first touch.
You have to make so many runs, and so many times you don't even get a look at the ball until finally the ball comes your way, and you have to use your technique to finish.
Juan Tejada has experience with success on this ground. Former USL Championship final MVP in 2024.
Had a great run with the Tampa Bay Rowdies, where he came from. He came from that area. I believe it was Lakeland, and fit in perfectly with the Rowdies for about 3 years or 4 years.
Had double-digit goals in one of those seasons with the Rowdies as well. As Matusla ushers that back awkwardly to Herrera. Fans, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Tejada.
Oh, what a turn.
That's brilliantly done. And numbers racing forward. Perez, Hanya loses it at the last. It's a much-needed intervention from Gomez, it seems. Arase. Fan Sunbelt Rental, local hustle's national muscle. It is still a 2-1 margin. Garvin Matusala's 48th minute header makes the difference. So you never know if this drags in the final 10 minutes. Maybe a surprise will be sprung.
And Colorado is doing the right thing right now. They're inviting Phoenix onto them and now trying to find room behind.
That's well done from Rocha. And Perez is strolling ahead. Numbers in support. Perez goes for goal. Oh, wow. It is a 10 out of 10 performance for the number 10. And Colorado Springs 3-1 to the good.
They were patient coming out to the back. They lured Phoenix towards them. And here's the room. And this man, Adrian Perez, he looks at the two decoy runners in the middle and say, I'll take it from here, guys. And it just nestles into the far corner. Technique. Again, Rakowski, no chance. And Perez took something that's so difficult and made it look so easy. It's a testament to a player with technique and class.
A brace and a direct hand in all 3 goals tonight from Adrian Perez, and both of his goals were brilliant. That goal presented by Goldhill. Goldhill, the best address. He is the man of the hour, the man of the moment in the state of Colorado tonight.
Just to understand that Phoenix has to come forward and try to win the ball in an attacking area to try and get an equalizer. They brought them onto them, they lured them in a very healthy way, and then went around the press, and then there was the room. And Adrian Perez, to have that sort of talent and skill to make use of the room is a big difference.
From a ridiculously tight angle as well, and that is the insurance they so desperately covet. A 3rd league goal of the season for Perez. He's tripled his tally this evening alone. Remarkable. It's also his first career brace in the USL Championship. Well, Ryan, just before that, we were speaking about how if it remained within a goal, you could be in for a late surprise. Any risk of a late surprise largely neutralized now.
Well, first of all, I was not surprised that Colorado went and got a third. They just had that sort of body language for the entire match. And as soon as Phoenix came out of their ranks and went hunting for that goal in a pack, they came around that pack. And boy, Perez in this sort of mood. I mean, so many times you see teams get around the press and can't finish or create that big chance. Not this team. They are waiting. They are ready to celebrate America's 250th birthday with an incredible win in front of their fans.
We talked to Alan McCann, and he expressed a lot of frustration. He said, I'm an impatient man, and we have yet to show a full 90 minutes. Well, with the exception of the first 4, right. I think this has been pretty darn close.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, they've been, of course, they got beat with the sucker punch at the beginning. That being said, excellent job by Phoenix. Let's just tip your hat. Since then, though, it's been one-way traffic, stifling the life out of Phoenix. Yes, it was a one-goal game, but the eye test told a completely different story. It looked like a Phoenix team on the ropes, about to go down, and Colorado finishing them.
So Colorado Springs readying 2 changes. It's the end of the run for Speedy Williams, who's still getting back to full fitness. He's replaced by Sam Williams, so that's a like-for-like swap. Meanwhile, Isaiah Foster is also into the mix for Colorado Springs as well. So a double change. The Williamses replace one another, and then Foster also enters. Both changes presented by All Copy, office technology partner to the Switchback. Perez makes way to a loud ovation as well.
Tell you what, Sam Williams coming in for Speedy Williams, 21 years of age. Talk about a motor, box-to-box type player. Type of player that's going to cause, let's just say, worries for this Phoenix team in the center circle.
Double change as well for Phoenix. Gilberto Rivera vacates for Rafael Chihus. Meanwhile, in addition to that, Jamison Ping is into the action as well. Studenhoff, the goal scorer, also vacates. Those subs presented by All Copy, office technology partner of the Switchbacks. Safe to say, if this holds, best performance of the year, maybe?
Easily. At a time where they weren't playing well, at a time when they were second-guessing themselves, losing 4-3 after scoring 3 goals in the second half at home, they come tonight and play, so far, 83 minutes, a pretty complete game.
Fell behind on 4 minutes. Gunnar Studenhoft with a sensational chip on 4 minutes. But then Adrian Perez took the match over 30 minutes later and did not relinquish control on it for the next hour. And despite the fact that they've been through their ups and downs in league play, their next fixture against Orange County in the Prinks Cup, they already know their fate there. They're through to the quarterfinals already. So perhaps things looking up here in the mountains.
Yeah, and that feel-good feeling starts to set into the locker room. It shows up on a Monday morning in practice. It starts to bleed into Wednesday. All of a sudden you're on Friday talking about Saturday's game, and everybody wants to get on the pitch. Everybody wants to compete for a spot, to get a chance to get on the pitch, and that just raises the level of the team and maybe can propel them through the second half of the season.
And part of the reason why the feel-good feeling will continue on top of that is it's Brennan Creek's 26th birthday on Monday.
Wow. That's a reason to celebrate.
So one of the Switchbacks will be celebrating with his teammates a win and his 26th. Foster goes down. Referee says it was clean.
Chance for Colorado to try and take the air out of the ball. Try to use Foster. Get the ball down the line. Behind him is Bennett.
Final 5 minutes of the initial 90, and barring a massive collapse, it will be Switchbacks surging up the table. It's given away, Morsu. Sacco. Tejada. He outwits that pressure well. They're just passing around them for fun tonight.
And Bennett, who came into this match the most dangerous player on the field. I mean, it can be said he had not a very good game. I mean, he's been out of the game for a team that's had over 70% possession. We haven't called Bennett's name much at all. And that's because Adrian Perez, Daruma, Rocha, Feilberg, Berner, they took the game by the scruff.
And in addition to that as well, I think many Colorado Springs fans would argue that's a positive development.
Yeah.
As they'll look for Bennett here, not on the same wavelength as his counterpart on the far side. Because the criticism of them was too many goals were coming off of Bennett's boots. And now they get 3 goals, 2 from Perez, 1 from Matusla. You've got another creative outlet now.
Yes. And that's going to push Bennett as well for the next match to get back on the score sheet, which is a good thing, of course. And there's nothing much McCann can do to judge Herrera's performance tonight. Since giving up that first goal wasn't Herrera's fault. I mean, he really has had nothing to do.
The goalkeeping situation just got that much harder to decipher, didn't it?
Yeah.
It appeared he had picked Colin Shuttler, but Shuttler, who's known for his ability with his feet, had really struggled with shot stopping. Just 7 saves on a 35% clip. So he turns to Christian Herrera, who has 1 save to make that's impossible to make.
Yeah. But because it's if the score holds, of course, because it's a winning side, you can expect Herrera to be back in that starting lineup again.
Well, Hanya's hunting more carnage, and there may be another on the cards. Hanya cuts it inside. Williams' effort deflects out for a corner. It is another McDivitt corner kick. McDivitt is in your corner.
I love how Williams held his run, but you have to hold your run a little bit more. You should be gathering that ball just on coming into the 18-yard box. Now you have a lot of room to work with, and all of the traffic would have been ahead of you. He made the run. Yes, he held back his run, but it was too close to the back line. Back line recovered.
Well, at least one more corner before the night is done.
I'm nitpicking, by the way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm sure Alan McCann will do the same.
Oh, yeah.
Outswinger. Right at Rakowski. Sacco. A chance to roam forward now. Sacco dispossessed. Sam Williams doing the dirty work, as he so often does.
Since he's come on with fresh legs, the amount of adventure Hanya's had, every time he gets the ball, he's taking players on. He does not want to go the ball side to side. No pitter-patter stuff here. He wants to take players on, make use of the space that Phoenix are affording him.
Well, Phoenix makes one final change. It is the removal of Diego Gomez. He is replaced by the 15-year-old Jathan Irwin.
15?
You heard that correctly, 15 years of age. His birth date is listed in 2011.
I mean, at 15 years old, I was switching channels, just trying to find a good show.
Same.
This guy is on a Saturday night playing in the USL Championship.
I think I was idolizing Aiden Hazard at 15 years old. Well, stoppage time is presented by the TikTok Shop.
All right, I'm going to age myself. At 15 years old, I was idolizing Diego Maradona.
You know, that's not a bad player to idolize.
To say the least.
I wonder who Jathan Irwin models his game after. I wonder what today's kids are watching players-wise and looking up to.
What position? Well, midfield, let's say. I'm going to take a crack at it here. All right, I'm not taking a crack just yet. Maybe a Pedri from Barcelona.
Perhaps.
Who's a two-way midfielder. If he's going to play defensive midfield. I mean, it could be Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United. Most assists in the EPL season.
He's someone who became the youngest player to start a match in club history at just 15 years and 3 months old. Just a couple months after signing a USL Academy contract at the start of the season. So he's a young prodigy of sorts, Jathan Irwin. And this is a club rising that loves to give young kids an opportunity.
Love it. Oh, good ball.
It is a corner for Phoenix Rising, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's their first of the match. It is presented by T. Rowe Price, Invest with Confidence. So Isan Sako does the honors in the dying embers of this one. It all seems rather academic at this stage. Outswinger, headed away by Hanya. Midway through the added 5 minutes. That flicked along by Sako. Potmar Boy can't keep it in play.
Yeah, that crowd. I mean, they have not stopped partying for the last 2 hours. They have made the Switchbacks feel loved on America's 250th birthday at home.
That seats plenty. And when the Switchbacks are real contenders, this place is the spot to be in Colorado Springs on a Friday or Saturday night. And tonight, no different on the 4th.
They have showed up. They have sang their lungs out. The Switchbacks can ask for nothing more.
Inching towards the final minute of the added 5. Morsu touches that along. Flores gets it back.
I mean, if you're Phoenix, you just want to have that good moment.
Can it come here? This is a half chance for Phoenix, and the effort deflected out of play for a corner.
Something to take into practice on Monday. Something the locker room can talk about, to feel good about themselves despite the loss.
It is a corner kick brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, that's what I like. Dominic Baji wins it. And Isan Sako will take. In swinger. Flicked along and flicked over amongst the crowd. That should be all she wrote now. There is the full-time whistle. The Switchbacks climb back inside the top 8 of the Western Conference. A dominant 3-1 victory over Phoenix Rising on America's 250th anniversary.
Yeah, they had flow to their game, they had organization, and boy, the body language from the very first whistle, despite going down a goal, the intentions were definitely put onto the table. They were going to go on the front foot, put Phoenix back on the back foot, which they did. 70% at the end of 45 minutes with possession, 9 corners, 7 shots on goal, and that's just the first 45 minutes. They continued the onslaught, and boy, did Adrian Perez put his exclamation mark on this match.
And on the subject of Adrian Perez, the votes are in. The Groom Transportation Man of the Match is Adrian Perez. Groom Airport Shuttle providing stress-free transportation between Colorado Springs and DIA. He was nothing short of exceptional tonight.
Speedy Williams back in the starting lineup, created flow for this team, gave them assurance. We talked about the mistakes they were making in the middle of the park that they had to pay for. He tidied that up. That spread into the rest of the game.
Colorado overcomes the early deficit, and Colorado Springs wins by a 3-1 scoreline. We'll take a quick breather here from Widener Field, and when we return, we look at how it all unfolded on a brilliant night in the state of Colorado. Stick with us. We will be right back.
Tell me, are you ready?
Sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm.
At KOAA News 5, the stories of our neighbors create connections, and those connections build our community. Around here, imaginations soar. Moments are captured. Strangers connect. Problems are solved. Lives are changed. Your voice is heard. Because together, we tell the story of us.
This summer, it's time for some fresh air. Brave America's highest zipline or the world's scariest sky coaster, and ride all new clear floor gondolas at a place for families, thrills, and adventures. Make memories that last a lifetime. Come for the bridge. Stay for the adventure at Royal Gorge Bridge and Park.
We welcome you back to Colorado Springs, where the Switchbacks dominate Phoenix Rising by a 3-1 margin on America's 250th anniversary. And now it's time to get a look at the standout moments from this one, a come-from-behind victory for the Switchbacks, and tonight's match highlights are presented by McDivitt Law Firm. Ryan.
Well, Colorado pushing forward, being adventurous. As soon as the ball bounces, it's all sudden off. Look at that finish. Delicate as you like. Herrera just takes the entire goal down. But the finish and the touch was exceptional, and the ball over the top as well to give Phoenix that 1-0 lead.
That came on 4 minutes, and then Colorado Springs took the match over, and it wasn't long before Adrian Perez leveled in brilliant fashion.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado was just playing on a different level tonight. Look at Duruma keeping the ball alive. Perez says, thank you, guys. I'll have a dig. 1-1. I mean, we're talking about technique, power. No chance, Rakowski. 1-1.
Colorado Springs level on that moment, and then our critical moment of the match is presented by Common Spirit Health. It is the second from Garvin Matusala.
Yeah, Perez's delivery, fantastic to the back post. Matusala delivers as well. And that was the 10th corner kick by number 10. And that was the decider. Fantastic goal and an exclamation point on this match.
Exclamation point from Adrian Perez to wrap it up for Colorado Springs here, and what a goal it was.
Yeah, took his time, make use of the space, and look at the finish. I mean, he didn't even blink, Sam. He looked at it, tight angle. He's like, no problem, boys, I got it from here.
It's a very, very delicate finish indeed, and he places it with perfection to cap off his first brace in his USL Championship career. And that was the deciding moment that put it to bed. And you look at the full-time stats, I think they tell who is the deserved victor tonight.
I mean, just the tail of the tape. 21 shots, 11 of those on target, 65% possession, and 14 corners Phoenix had to defend tonight. I mean, they didn't only lose, they're licking their wounds on their flight back.
It was full-scale domination from the Switchbacks. They were looking for a full 90 performance, and they got it this evening. Colorado Springs obliterates Phoenix Rising in 3-1 fashion. For our terrific crew, including my broadcast partner, Ryan Davis, I'm Sam Goldfarb saying so long from Widener Field, where the Switchbacks logged their best performance to date. What a display from Adrian Perez and company as he powers the Switchbacks to the 3 points. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. From Colorado Springs, signing off.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.